We talked about the third ban coming out from Na'Vi could be very telling of what they intend to do. That's what they're going to go for. The Monkey Boy is going to be locked in for Na'Vi as their 5th and final pick of this first draft. And I think overall it works out pretty good. You're going to get engaged really heavily by Rakan and also by, as we are finally going to be jumping into the Rift once again for our second series of the day. It's going to be Trovo Nova versus Na'Vi. But real quick, before we do dive into that, I do want to mention, if you guys did miss game number 1, you missed an absolute show. Game Lord versus the side of Team Tribe, 2-0 going to have Tribe, and also the very first pentakill of the tournament going down to Leon. It was an absolute showcase of a match. But now we're going to be seeing if this matchup is going to be an interesting one, because once more, this is the matchup of the day. This is the very first time we see a Na'Vi actually play in these European events. It's going to be Trovo Nova again. Straight for the engage. Great double knock up early on from the side of the Rakan. And that's going to be Leslie down instantly. Trovo Nova off to an astonishingly good start, which is exactly what they did yesterday in Mobile Mayhem. So copy, paste, and repeat.
Trovo Nova love to engage that bot side river, be able to engage straight on the enemy side, looking to maybe look for a way in towards the red side jungle of Trovo Nova. Deny completely, grab himself up a kill. And you see, actually, interestingly enough here, Camille's going to be the one in that center lane position. Actually, a little bit of a mistake, I would feel. I would actually feel more concerned for that Camille to be over in the top side, be able to split push a little bit more. But I do see why, because of that Akali going up to the top side, being able to go to that Baron lane. Kennen being able to be there to counter actually provides more pressure maybe for this Camille to match up better against melee to melee on this Yasuo, be able to still roam just as much, because this Yasuo not going to be able to push just as hard as this Akali can.
First Drake also got to mention is going to be an infernal one, so it's going to be very important to take those fights. Hopefully very soon, that's going to be some vision control coming up from both teams to make sure they do not lose it early on. Greer's going to very early, actually in this game, go straight back to base. He's very close to 1,000 gold, so he's going to get the lock-it enchant very soon, way earlier than the side of Huzi. Well, I got to get the names right, because this is the first time I'm seeing Na'Vi also. It is going to be Juicy. I didn't know if it was a H or not because it was moving too fast for me, but it's going to be Juicy in this one, and he's not going to have the lock-it enchant, so we might see a fight happen in the bottom side because he's going to be having that lock-it for the side of the Rakan. But yeah, I agree with what you said overall about this Camille in mid. I wouldn't maybe not call it a mistake. I would call it interesting for now, because I'm going to wait for it to make us prove to us that it is a valuable position to have that Camille into.
Yeah, she still can roam around from that mid lane as she does push those lanes right, but you see the Yasuo doing just the job he needs to be able to do, stop that recall coming out of the side of Trovo Nova, and actually going to take that fight over, but it will just be the Camille to dodge out of Tornado, be able to now take up a farm, reset all the same, and that's going to be nothing coming out of that from that central point of the map. Instead, it's going to be now these teams getting ready, getting ported back, getting their items on board. As you see now Camille get her second item, get now that potential pressure into that lane, but she is going to lose some farm rotating back in.
Ghost Reaper, saw him roaming towards the bottom side. Olaf is going to be there also. Seems like they are maybe going to try and get himself a little more vision control towards the Infernal Drake pit, which there is going to be the scuttle picked up by Ghost Reaper earlier in the game, so he's just going to have a bit of information of what's happening in the bottom side river. But Olaf and Wukong both going back to base. Going to take things very slow. This is one of the most passive early games, other than that like 5-man bush check coming on through from Trovo Nova, which was really well set up. Other than that, this is actually a really laid back game, and I do think that the moment the Infernal Drake pops up, that's where we're going to be seeing some potential big changes in this game.
Yeah, Trovo Nova, not this flashy team like Tribe, but look for fights every single opportunity. They take these controlled aggression. They try to choke out their enemy team by taking map pressure, by taking vision control. That's what we saw in yesterday's games. Is it will be Vulpix just to keep himself alive for now under his turret. Will have to use those healing fruits, so and that will now equalize it against this Yasuo. As Yasuo putting, as we talked about, that pressure crucially to avoid that Camille from rotating as that dragon comes up, but Yasuo now being looked to come out. That with the Hexcare Golden Maiden, that will be a dead Yasuo. There's nothing he can do, just has to try dip and dodge to his death. Find some time to buy for his team, but it's not going to be enough. He will now fall down 2 up for Trovo Nova.
I gotta say, he survived way longer than what I was initially expecting. He was gaming. He was truly gaming. He was giving it a real shot. But at the end, it's not going to be enough, and that's going to be 2 frags going away of Trovo Nova. As now, Trovo Nova, they're going to be looking to try and set up some vision, especially Vex is going to be up there. He pops it for himself. Same thing also for the side of Mumu and Juicy. As now, you can hear it. Corki, he's ready to fight. most players are going to be rotating for both sides towards that Infernal Pit, but it seems like a fighter's mid is currently going to be roaring on top of Vejos. But he is Camille. He can easily make his way back to safety, and as indeed what he's going to be doing. But the only player that's not really close to the pit is going to be this Kennen, and I am not seeing a teleport available, so he's not going to be able to join this fight, and this might just be the easiest pickup for Na'Vi in this game. He's going to be initiating. Corki looking for the pokes from the side. Camille going to go also for the split position. She is going to be in a pretty troublesome position. Drake going to go very low, and it does get picked up by the Wukong. And also on that side, we've got to mention Olaf went down to the hands of Garen, who was doing amazingly good for the side of Na'Vi. Bullet time, a little bit late. Will not do too much, forcing Hydro to move away, but man, we talked about it. Akali into that guy. That could be awesome into the Olaf. Flash in from Mumu. That's some big confidence, but I think they're going to go for the dive once more. Alistar's looking really happy about this trade-off. Juicy, though, goes for the re-engage. Will be snatching away the kill for his team. Good survivability. Going to pop the charm, but it's going to be good to go. Na'Vi, what a fight coming their way. A long one, but Camille's ready to re-engage once more with a Hectic Ultimatum on the Yasuo, but not enough damage going their way. And another use of the ultimate from the Olaf. That's going to be the Ragnarok gone. Such a big trade going the way of Na'Vi. That was huge.
3-1, and that comes down also to the map pressure of Van Feldrake. Akali allowed to take that blast cone out, stops the potential engage over into that Infernal Pit, and that's what made it so easy for the side of Na'Vi to be able to pick that first Drake up. They actually now stop that potential engage as well. Coming out later on from Trovo Nova, they take a little bit of aggression, but they don't go too deep like Game Lord did in their match over Tribe over in the bot side. They do keep it safe. They do keep their potential engage in their trade, and as health bars strong, and they're able to come out, as you mentioned, about 3-1, and that Infernal Drake going to be that extended power buff to their attack damage throughout this entire game.
Pushing towards the top side. Trovo Nova looking for maybe an opportunity onto the Misfortune. They're going to be swapping lanes. Both sides actually going to be having Kennen and Akali in the bottom side, and our top side is going to be the two double lane matchups. Olaf, though, in the bush, waiting for maybe an opportunity, but yeah, they're taking a little bit too much damage. They know they can't take that one anymore, and that's going to be a bullied Corki, if that's what I know. Exhaust right off the bat, going to get the shield. Oh my, what? His health bar just got absolutely obliterated, and that's going to be a very dead Misfortune. And now Herald's up, and they're going to go for it, I believe, which I think would be a good opportunity, but seem like they're not going to go for it just yet because Olaf is still just around the corner.
ADC down as well. There's no way they should be able to contest this, but they do have vision on it all the same, especially with the Scuttle Crab going to be over in the favor of Trovo Nova. They're just going to wait with actually the Olaf to try bait this one out, try and bait any members of Na'Vi looking to try contest the Rift Herald, but instead what they actually do allow is Misfortune to come back onto the Rift here. They allow it to reposition, reset, and now they will actually be able to maybe contest this objective over Trovo Nova as you see the three members over on our top side positioning for that objective.
All right, Ken. If they check that Bushman, you are going to be in a really, really bad spot. But you know what? He's going to be okay. There's now slow roaming from Olaf and the Camille. Oh, no, they're going to be chilling in the bush, maybe waiting for that Yasuo to roam up. But no, they're going to actually initiate this one. They cleared it earlier, I believe, with a sweeper. That is why they're feeling so confident of this Herald so far. Jersey looking for the opportunity, but yeah, they have no vision whatsoever. The vision wards are not going to be present, and that's going to be an easy Herald going away off Trovo Nova. As instant engage, wait, did Vils just flash there? Oh, no, I thought that really messed with my brain for a second. But the top side, though, there you go. A big engage happening. Wukong trying to get the twirly-whirly, but he's not going to get too many knockups from it. And that's going to be Olaf able to survive the encounter and able to flash to safety. Hectic Ultimatum to seal the fate of Na'Vi. And Na'Vi are falling down like it's absolutely nothing. And a Kennen ulti is going to be hitting the damage, hitting the CC, and there is nothing Na'Vi can do. And this is going to be an early ace potentially coming their way. Not quite an ace, actually. There's still going to be a Kali I was not seeing because I was hiding over my thumb like an absolute idiot.
It will be Na'Vi, though, to fall down and be electrified by the power that comes out from Trovo Nova. Now contesting those 4 kills, they put so much gold in their pockets, and to swing this lead in favor now to take this Mountain Drake that just spawns into the Rift is now going to be them, the contested position down in that bar side. You see Camille push that wave into the Yasuo, deny that immediate rotation down, and the prior on that river now goes over as a result to Trovo Nova.
Now, they've got the first Infernal Drake, so they are still going to get some good late game skating from that one, but this one is going to be the Mountain Drake, and seem like this is going to be off to a little bit of a slower start for that pickup at least. Looking for it, pushing on forward. Akali, Wukong not there. Especially seeing it. Grizz is looking for that opportunity, that opening pick, but he's not going to go for it just yet. Okay, Reaper just going to be clearing vision. I thought he was on it, but no, he's just going to clear out the Drake. Making sure it's going to be good. And Vincere going to go straight back to base, but it's not going to be spotted out by Na'Vi, so nothing is going to happen and unfold from that position.
And you see even this Mountain Drake going to be so crucial for the side of Trovo Nova because they need to that extra tankiness to avoid the assassination from that Akali, to avoid the knock-up and quick deletion from that Yasuo and combination from the Alistar. But it looks like the Rakan looking to try go in, but won't find anything just yet. But his team not there. It will be the Drake now started up by Navi looking to put some pressure.
Yeah, pushing on down, straight for the Drake. I mean, they saw themselves, the Corki was gone. Akali's going to be also split pushing for the time being. Jump on over from the Olaf. He's still got the smite. That's going to be the teleport. And he's able to steal it away. The bullet time, though, is big. Getting so much damage on top of the Rakan. That's going to be huge. Now Na'Vi falling on down. Great knockup from the Wukong, but it's not going to be enough. CC is not going to be able to take the kills. But actually, you know what? By the time this fight is going on, they were able to get some significant damage. And that's going to be some good stuff. A quadra kill for the Akali. And now they're going to be looking for more potentially. But the Akali did go down at the end. Garen still does not go down without a fight. What an engagement from him, and that is why Akali is so good, man. She can kill you so damn easily.
The Kennen with the ulti stuns up 4 members, but Akali teleport in was why they were able to take that team fight, albeit it wasn't quick enough to take down that dragon, though. Olaf does pick that one up, and that is so crucial, as we talked about that innate tankiness that Mountain Dragon is going to bring, Maxman, will actually allow them to maybe survive some of that burst potential that Akali is going to be putting on, particularly going now around that Baron potentially for Trovo Nova. They need to keep their vision control up. And you see Corki just bursting down Na'Vi, and it almost beats a kill, but they have to now recall back, and it will be Mumu forcing away this turret.
I love how just Corki, which is usually a very squishy target, just like, I'm going to frontline. I'm the frontline for my team now. I'm going to burst you down. Very easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now they pick up the tower, especially mid. That's going to open up a lot of extra opportunities for the side of Trovo Nova, though into the bottom side. Yasuo are going to get rotated upon. Also, you got to be careful here, Camille. In a 1v2 or 1v1, I thought, Garen going to be very cautious of what he does, and he finds the assassination onto Camille, not able to do anything, as she did use the Ectic ultimatum to try and take that fight, but it's just not going to be making that happen. As now Herald popped into the bottom side, it's going to be doing a little bit of cross mapping. In the top side, Garen, Reaper, they're going to be eliminating this turret so damn easily.
Yeah, the turret's already gone down. The Rift Herald wasn't placed most optimally inside that first tier turret to get that immediate charge off. And now it will be them to recall back, be able to answer now that Shelly coming down on that dragon side lane. But Yasuo is already on it. Needs to try hit it from the backside. Will be able to manage to do that and knock it up and stop that charge from coming through. As Will finally get a little bit of a tickle onto that second tier turret, but not going to even be the plate for Trovo Nova. But look at the vision control over these lanes. You have the scuttle up. Trovo Nova now will unfortunately go down for them over that Baron lane. They had vision control over that bush going towards the Dragon Pit in that bot side. And they had the awareness of where Na'Vi were looking to go, going into that potential cross-map fight. But Trovo Nova, maybe as that vision falls down, has to get away because the 3 members, surprise, surprise, Garen, not Garen, it's going to be Akali moving in.
I know, right? Very confusing. You got to be careful how you approach these. Now Baron going to get tickled a little bit, down to about 50% HP. Trovo Nova not going to give it up just yet. They're going to try and threaten that position. They want the fight to come to them, which I think is a good idea from Trovo Nova when they're currently heading kills. They're going to go for it. Alistar going to pop the Unbreakable Will. Not going to be tanked away. But this is a great Hectic ultimatum right on top of the Akali. She was getting so fed, but with that, she can't do anything whatsoever. As Clemmer, a little bit too deep, going to buy some valuable CC. Why are they going in 1 by 1? This is a little bit of a mistake coming out from Trovo Nova, and they might just go down because of that. What are you doing? Where's the synergy from the side of Na'Vi also at the end to re-engage? But Trovo Nova, they were looking so strong initially and just like, we're going to send it 1 by 1 now. They threw that fight. There could have been an ace going their way, potentially. Let's go for the engage.
Hextech ultimatum combined. Oh, watch the damage here. Zoomer needs to watch out. Misfortune. Getting a little bit of burst against her, but the Camille won't be able to do that final damage to knock her down out of the rift. You see the reset going to come out, but as I wanted to talk about here, it was the fact that they used that Hextech ultimatum initially alongside as well that Kennen ulti at the same time. So when they stop down that backline engage while they take out the Akali, but they don't have it to follow up after that Akali. There's no stun being used into damage by that Kennen because there was no team fight ultimate being used to lock down the side of Navi. They then, after that Akali's dead, still have the damage from the Yasuo, still have the damage from that Misfortune, and are able to rain it down and take out multiple members. But it will be Trovo Nova, will be right now with that team fight victory on the edge, taking down that Cloud Dragon.
Akali going to teleport on in. The fight's ready off to a good start for the side of Trovo Nova. Going to be a few players very low. And again, an ultimate decimating the entirety of Na'Vi. They're down to 2. Garen's going to try his best to survive, flashing his way to safety as Alistar will be an extra casualty picked up by Trovo Nova. That's going to be 4 kills going their way as they only trade off the Olaf. What an engage. And this is what I'm going to be talking about here. I do not like the Garen is playing around this teleport. I want to see him go for stasis enchant. Sure, he was able to teleport in. I know he's split pushing a lot, but I want him to go for stasis. Without that, he just gets melted and can't follow up in the fight. It's so hard for him to stay relevant at this stage.
You see when he's teleporting in, and it's so easy for his cannon to do the damage with the CC and be able to lock up that Akali as soon as she spawns in. So predictable. Instead of being able to be a little bit more sneaky, jump over a wall, grab them by surprise, and being able to maybe find that assassination pick from there. Instead, though, they do reset now. They take not the dragon, unfortunately, for the side of Trovo Nova. Although they do take that fight, they're going to look to reset, but Trovo Nova, crucially, aren't now in prior control of that river. It will be Na'Vi to control it, and with that vision, they're going to start a Drake themselves. No need Vexen, it will be Grizz to contest.
Kennen is not there, and you need Kennen to be able to lock down that Akali. You got to try and get him into the fight if you can, so take it slow. That's going to be a very respectful Na'Vi, by the way. They are taking this one very calm. This is only a 4,000 gold lead, by the way, 4.5k to be exact, so not all that huge for a 16-minute game. But this Drake is going to be 100% uncontested. Na'Vi want nothing to do with Trovo Nova, as they're going to be looking for another opportunity, but they are really looking to play so passive. I wonder what their play style, their game plan actually is for Na'Vi by playing so passive in these games.
Yeah, it would have been interesting if they gave up that Dragon Nomax man to maybe contest that Baron instead. Yes, you see the Kennen moving down through that Baron. But if you keep that Kennen separated, if he's the only one up, you could have maybe found that pick potential instead. Take the Kennen out of the fight early on. Then you've won that team fight in the future. You have prior control over that Baron. You know that they won't be able to take that Drake without you taking that objective either.
Baron. The vision is going to be actually dying out for Trovo Nova. You got to try and keep vision, potentially even threaten it. I would think that the idea what they did earlier to threaten Baron, to try and get a fight to come to them, was a really smart idea. I would love to see that again. As Yasuo walking, he just walked through a wall. Okay, we're gonna put that off to lag, a little bit of lag. You know what, that can happen. You learn how to become a ghost and make it through walls, but that is not something I think that was intended in the kit of Yasuo. That would make it absolutely broken. Now turret goes down. Camille going to go for the split push of the sentry apparently, and she's going to be looking for more. Akali going to be sent as a response. Now, are they looking to still threaten the Baron? Still not. They want to take the fight though. They're slowly going to try and just curl all over the players of Na'Vi. Looking to push, and I think that the moment they spot one, they might just go for the engage, and that's going to be especially Yasuo. They check the push, Rakan's not going to spot anyone, and now they got their eyes sit onto that way. Yasuo goes golden instantly to avoid the charm of the Rakan, which is a good idea, but gets charmed regardless. Akali teleports on in, but this is why I do not like this teleport Akali. It is way too late and too predictable. You know where she's going to be the instant she lands, and now you're down to 3 players. There's nothing you can do, even with a broken Akali on your side.
But a broken Akali or not, they just engage again, and now it will be the Rakan to fall here, almost, but keeps themselves alive. It will be the Wukong to stay in this one. But Trovo Nova, they turn their sights back on to the Baron, and now the pressure comes back again. This time, I think it's going to come through. There's nothing that they can do, and this is the danger of the fact that Akali, yes, she can be strong when she's ahead, but when she's behind Maxman, there is little you can do to assassinate when you're behind goals, you're behind items, behind an attack damage versus the defense the enemies are building, and also the fact they've got a Mountain Dragon for innate shielding every 30 seconds coming up in this favor.
I still want to talk about this Akali teleport. Normally when you're going to be split pushing, the intention is to force a response from the enemy team, but because they know that the Akali's always going to teleport when a fight starts, they're just like, we're just going to force this fight, initiate as a 5v4, they're just going to teleport. Hopefully we already killed a teammate or 2 of hers by the time she's able to teleport in, because the teleport, you got to keep in mind, takes a lot of time to actually come through. And that's why I'm struggling. Yeah, it's so long. 3.5 seconds. Like, your team could die in 3.5 seconds. So I would like to see that change for Stasis Enchant again. I'm going to be very critical on that. Stasis Enchant would be the play for her.
Yeah, I agree. You should be around these team fights rather than split pushing if you're starting to fall behind. Try pick up gold in another way. But you do see the engage come through, and Yasuo already goes down to half health, and they're pressuring now with the Baron. This tier 3, they've already taken it down in mid.
Charlie giving her a shot. She's going to be very cautious to not get Hectic Ultimatum. She's still got the GA bullet time. That's going to be big to buy some zoning for the team. They still can't do the damage. Trovo Nova looking so healthy, which is not at all the case of Na'Vi. The Unbreakable Will still available for the Alistar if he wants to fully engage and tank up the front line. This next Drake is coming up in 20 seconds, and by keeping them so far away, they might want to try and go for a reset and get the next Drake, which is going to be a Soul Drake. So that buff is going to be rather significant for whoever is able to get it.
Yeah, through these extended team fights, for the side of that Akali, of course, coming in. These team fights last about 7-8 seconds here, Max, man. It will unfortunately be the Yasuo picked off, will be defined on that pick, and it will be a dead Yasuo. If he keeps himself alive long enough, GA, it will be the stasis now. Is he jump in fight Kennen?
CC combos coming out. The Alistar is going to be falling despite him having the Unbreakable Will, which is very surprising, showing how much damage Trovo Nova currently have. Akali going straight for the backline, but instantly popped away in the GA form. And Olaf, he's just waiting to strike on through. She's going to have to flash away to safety and dash afterwards. But Yasuo, hey, trying to take himself a good farm to the side lane, almost able to make it happen. But solo 1v2 was not going to be a fight he had really big odds of winning regardless. And now they're going to try and close off the fight. Rakan goes to the engage in the Twilight Shroud. Is not going to be enough to survive. And that's an Akali extremely, extremely dead. And this is not only Akali being dead, but the game being dead in the eyes of Na'Vi as Trovo Nova take game 1 of this BO3 series.
Trovo Nova really show us why they are making these 2-0s happen. And not only here, but Mobile Mayhem looking to maybe make it their third 2-0 in a row here, Max, man, as with the Camille, one of their most impactful players for Vex on this roster. You see that into Camille, but not only that, the tankiness that they bring on the front line, the slows that they bring, the fact that the Hextech Ultimatum every single time was locking down that initial pick, where it be not Mr. Kali, but instead of Misfortune. You saw how quickly this Misfortune was getting deleted in fight. There was no way she had even a time for that bullet time because she was dead before it could even be popped off.
This is what happens